excited are you for Friday's game now? First one to make this.
My first Musket Bowl. I mean, man, what a great way to start the year. It's kind of, you know, we talk about things going on here, but it puts me in a little difficult situation, you know, being the head coach, and my wife is a Boone alumni, and so obviously going home this afternoon is going to be kind of difficult for me, but we're going to do the best we can do.
And if you can give us a little background on who you are, your current position at this school, and, you know, before becoming interim head football coach.
Well, my name is Nick Lingerfeld, and I am a special education teacher here at Davy Crockett High School. I took the baseball job about 3 months ago and came here to be the baseball coach, and wow, you know, things have changed since then, that's definitely for sure. But I'm excited, man. This morning we met with those kids, and they're excited, and I can only imagine, you know, some of the adversity that they faced. And I'm telling you, Daniel Boone High School is a great football program, and they're doing things well, and so we're going to have to face more adversity on Friday night.
So will you still be with baseball, or are you solely football now?
Well, I came this morning to 6 a.m. workouts. Got to go work out in. Was in my classroom just a few moments ago, and y'all called me out of my classroom. And I'm going to continue to coach baseball in the mornings and be around those kids as much as I can. And I have taught my assistant coaches everything I know about the game in as quick a time as possible. And I've surrounded myself with good people there in the baseball program, and they're going to carry some weight for me.
Do you have a background in football?
I coached the last couple of years at Dobbins-Bennett, and I was a coach in Unicoi County Schools for about 8 years, and you know I've been a get-back coach and a bus driver the past couple of years, so I'm ready to go. We're going to get there safely, and we're not going to get any penalties for being past the get-back line.
Coach, talk about assembling a staff. I understand that you've got a new staff that's going to be helping you. How difficult was that to put a staff together quickly?
Well, I guess it's all about who you know, not what you know. I have been able to retain one person, so I want to go back on that statement and make sure everybody knows that Coach Gaines is going to be with us. He works here in the school. And I've also got one person that is a good friend of mine that's going to drive up daily. He lives in the Knoxville area. And, you know, he's going to come up and help us because he's all about helping kids as well.
So as the coach, you said you were able to retain one person. Who's the person you were able to retain that was on the current coaching staff?
That is Coach Dustin Gaines, and he's been here through all this, and he's going to continue to be on the staff. And great kid, and I'm excited for him to be around, and the future looks bright for him as well. He's very smart.
So how many other people have you had to call in for this coaching staff, and where are they all from?
They're from all over. You know, we're trying to keep a lot of things tight-knit, but I'm the coach. And I told our kids this morning, I'm the coach. I'll call the offensive plays, I'll call the defensive plays, I'll call the special teams plays. When we lose, if we lose, you know, eventually we'll have to lose. But when that comes, it's going to be my fault because I'm the coach. And I told them today, I said, we've only got 2 rules on our team. Rule number 1 is we're going to love each other. And rule number 2 is, regardless of what happens, I'm the coach, and when people stick these microphones and these cameras in front of your face, you have to have my approval to talk to them.
You said that you went to practice with the kids this morning?
We met, and there was a lot of rumors going around about a vote. If there was a vote went on, then the Russians must have taken care of it because I haven't seen the results.
So there was no vote?
I don't know. It's the craziest thing ever. It's just like I guess like our election, but the kids are wanting to play. Somebody said we had 45 or 46 or 47. The numbers, I've never seen the numbers. So if you guys see those, let me know, because I think somebody said they're out on social media.
So the kids never assembled to vote whether they were going to continue the season at David Crockett?
The kids did assemble. What they did after that, I left the room. I'm not sure what happened. I was not in the room, so I don't want to say what they did or didn't do.
Was there any feeling that maybe they weren't going to continue with their season? Because that's what things on social media were providing, that they were deciding whether or not to even move forward with their season.
I'm telling you, those kids, I didn't know what to expect. I came here this morning for baseball practice. I was willing to step in and help out in the football program. And, you know, evidently they decided to continue because I was told that we were having a press conference at 1 o'clock and that I was the interim football coach.
What's the reception been like from the kids?
I haven't got any hugs yet. I'm waiting on that. But you know, so far everybody's went by and said hello. I think getting back in the normal routine of things has been good for them. It's been good for me. I know that.
Coach, stepping in like you are, there's been an offensive and a defensive system in place. Are you going to change anything, or how difficult is it for you to either learn the system that's in place or for them to pick up things that you want to do?
When I get this finalized coaching staff together, we're the adults here. We're the ones that's going to have to learn what they've been doing. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this right now. Coach Sensabaugh and Coach Qualls, regardless of what's going on, those two men have prepared these kids to take this battle. And I mean, when I look at game film, X's and O's, they're in great shape. And I have no doubt in their ability. I mean, it's one of the best, most talented teams I've seen, and I've been around for a while now.
Now, as you assembled this staff, how many new staff members did you bring in, and when did you start bringing them in, and how did that process go? Because when were you first notified that you would officially be interim head coach here at Davy Crockett? Well,
I was first notified that I would be interim head coach officially, I guess today around 11:30, and you know, we had prepared for this. Everybody's been looking at all the problems that are going on. Coach Good and I spent, I guess, about 48 hours straight together, and instead of focusing on the problems, we tried to focus on a solution. And I just felt like, as a person, it was my responsibility to step up and say, hey, if these kids want to play, I'll be there. And if they decide not to, I'll support them in that too. And I was willing to come in here today. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's really not. It's about these kids. And they decided that they wanted to play, and they told me today that I was going to be the coach, and here I am.
Is this something that you went to them about first, or did they come to you just, you know, how did the
like I said, we spent 48 hours together from Friday morning till, I guess, late Sunday afternoon. We were together. We had a fishing tournament in the middle of that for our baseball and basketball programs, and we were just together for quite a bit of time, and it was very, we were tired, and we just tried to say, hey, you know, what's going on here? And we know there's problems. There's problems everywhere in this world. But instead of focusing on the problems, we tried to turn our attention to the solutions and what we were going to do to come up with the solutions. As far as the coaching aspect, I've got friends. You know, I've been around for a while. I've faced some adversity, and when I faced my adversity, the community came together to support me. And so as an opportunity for me to give back to these kids, like people gave me some 17 years ago, that's why I'm here. It's not about me. You know, we've got our practice script drawn up for today. I was working on that. I had friends everywhere behind the scenes working on scouting the film report. And we know that Daniel Boone's a good team, but I have no doubt that our kids can overcome this and they can win that football game.
How much extra motivation is it for you guys as a team, knowing it is the Musket Bowl this week, it is, you know, your biggest rival coming at, or you're going to them, but add any extra to the whole,
you know, you hear the word Musket Bowl, and I can't speak because I've never been involved in a Musket Bowl. My wife told me that it's kind of a big deal, and her being from Daniel Boone High School, and like I said, we spent Saturday with some baseball and basketball coaches from Boone, and they were talking about how big of a deal it was. So the fact that these kids showed some resiliency and went in there this morning and I guess voted to have a season, that speaks volumes for them, and that speaks volumes for their character. And, you know, I'm ready to take on this challenge.
So they did vote whether to have a season or not?
That's what you all are telling me. Somebody said the results were released on social media.
How proud are you of these kids that they have decided to continue this season?
I mean, what would you all do? You know, you've been faced with all this. What would you all do? It's the easiest thing to do is just fold up tent and quit. But I don't see that in these kids. I don't. I see the drive and the initiative to go forward, and I'm excited. I'm excited.
Do you have every single player that you had at the beginning of the season?
We got more. I don't know what happened, but we had them. You know, the numbers that they told me were in that meeting is more than the roster. So I've got to sit down and make sure everybody's legal, because that's the last thing we want to do is have TSSAA in here making sure it's legal.
So how many players do you have?
Well, the final total number that was written down on the new roster was 51. I mean, so you tell me if the kids are wanting to come in here.
You said you were a baseball coach?
Yeah, I'm a baseball
coach.
coach.
Football before?
Like I said, I coached in Unicoi County for a couple years. The last couple years at Dobbins Bennett, I was the give-back coach. Y'all know what that is? It's the guy that stands on the sideline, and when those guys get in front of that line, I got to tell them to get back. And I was a bus driver, so I can assure you two things, and that's probably all I can assure you. Thing number one is we're going to get to the game safely, and we're not going to get a penalty for being across the line.
And when you talked to students after you said they gathered this morning with that vote, did they tell you what they discussed in their meeting?
No, and that's irrelevant to the issue. We got to go forward. Like you guys talked about this Musket Bowl, we got Daniel Boone, and we got to go to their place, play them. I'm guessing there'll probably be a lot of people there. So we've got to go on the road, play Daniel Boone in the Musket Bowl, and we got to be prepared to overcome a lot of adversity.
And like you said, you just found out you were head coach a few hours ago. What was your first act as interim head coach of Davy Crockett? What's your first goal?
Well, I gave them the first two rules, and I mentioned those earlier. Rule number one was we're going to love each other. Rule number two was we're going to do this media thing the right way, because I don't think kids should be put in front of a camera and have to answer a lot of these questions. That's adult questions, and I'm here to carry those questions.
And I know you didn't want to address what's been going on, but did you address it at all with the students this morning on, because it's been a very emotional week, I'm sure.
It's been an emotional week, and, Coach Sensabaugh has got a great platform. You guys know that. I don't have to tell you that. His platform is, mine stopped about right here, his keeps going. Coach Sensabaugh has got a platform to reach people, and I'm excited to see what he will continue to do in this matter, because I was with him last year at Dobbins Bennett and got to know him just a little bit. And so, in terms of the previous coaches, if you go back and look, both of those guys were at Dobbins Bennett last year. And guess where I was at last year? I was at Dobbins Bennett. So in terms of, being divided as far as my side goes, I got to put food on the table, and I know who signs my paycheck right now. So that's where I stand on that issue.
There were a few players last week who didn't play. Do you know their status moving forward? Was it Tyler Brothers and Manny Ginn?
Well, we're not going to bring up names in this. We had 51 kids right there, and this weekend I was able to put the depth chart together, and if they show up at practice today, they're going to play.
And moving forward, how do you keep them focused on the field for this game?
I am going to do my best to remove all distractions from them. I took over to be the interim head coach. There's going to be a lot of distractions. They're going to get to go out there and play a game that they love. And last week we had a kid that we picked up on his way home from practice because we were here just kind of being here for support. We picked up a young man on his way home and took him to eat. And I said, "What do you think about all this stuff?" He said, "Coach, I'm 15 years old. I just want to play football." And I was like, that's really sad that this young man doesn't get an opportunity to play a game that he loves.
Have you talked to them all about social media and all of this?
I wish I could take up their phones, but, I'm not their parents or anything like that. We were on fall break last week, and in terms of lessons in a classroom, I think the lessons that these young men have learned exceeds any lessons you're going to learn in a classroom.
And like you said, you spent 48 hours going through this and talking about, developing. How long did it take you to assemble your new team, and when will they all be here will they all be at practice, all these coaches? What position coaches are they? Are they offensive line? How many people? I'm trying to get a better idea of just how quickly and how many people you had to assemble, because all but one coach is still here.
Well, I think we're going to lock the gates today and not let anybody be a part of practice. So the best thing I can tell you that is, as far as the coaching staff goes, I'm the coach, and we got a game Friday night. If you want to see who's coaching, come on over.
Okay. And moving forward with this, with the kids, like you said, you've been with baseball, so have you been kind of far removed from this situation? I know you were at Crockett, but have you been far removed from the situation up until maybe just a few days ago when you started to assemble?
I was not on Coach Sensabaugh's class, but anytime you see somebody having success in another sport, you try to start picking their brain, kind of seeing some of the things that are going on. So I picked his brain about the offense, but I'll be the first to admit I don't know everything about the offense. So they're going to have to teach me. They're going to have to be the teachers to teach me to where that I know the things that I need to know. The staff that I've put together is very knowledgeable, and as adults, like I mentioned earlier, they're the ones that are going to have to learn what's already in place. And I'm challenging them, and they know that. And I've already challenged them this morning. After I got word, I went straight to some of the people that I've assembled, And I'm like, listen, we can't reinvent the wheel. We got 2 weeks of the season, and we got playoffs. And we're in the playoffs. We're going to get in the playoffs. And what happens there, we'll see. But as of, that, it's been a difficult 72, what it comes after that, 48, 72 hours. It's been difficult. But the people that I know that have reached out to me, offered to coach, offered to help, offered to do this, offered to do that, it's been phenomenal. And that's the kind of support we have in this community, and that's what we got to get behind these kids.
Now, has Sensabaugh or Qualls reached out to you after learning that you're the new interim head coach?
I'm not sure if they know. I'm not sure if they know I'm the interim head coach or not. Last night when I went to bed, I got a text message from somebody, and it said, Coach, are you sure you want to do this? And I said, I guess I'm just crazy enough to try it.
It's a job that you have any interest in continuing next year?
At the end of this season, whether it be 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, 5 weeks from now, 6 weeks, I think is a big important 6 weeks from now, I have no desire to be the head football coach after that point. I am here to be a baseball coach. I told that to my baseball players this morning, that whatever happened today, I was brought here to be a baseball coach and to establish a winning baseball program. And after our season's over with in football, I will return to my baseball duties full time.
And what about next football season?
That will be up to the administrative people, but I will not be the football coach next football season. My wife would probably file for divorce if I did.
I just got one more question. I had seen something on Twitter earlier about Kent Green possibly joining the staff. Is any truth? Have you reached out to him?
Coach Green and I are going to, we've got a couple of hours here before practice starts, and so we're going to sit down and we're going to talk. But as of right now, just call me the coach.
Appreciate it.
Right.
And if there's anything you can say to the community, because they've kind of been a part of this, what would you kind of say to Crockett's community, those kind of people?
We've got to get over being on one side or the other, and we've got to come together, because it's not about us as adults. Every one of these adults has already played or been a part of something. Does this community have financial issues in terms of school system? I don't know. I've not looked at the budget. When football season's over with, I'm going to ask if I can sit down with some leaders in this community and try to develop ways that we can move forward, whatever that is. In terms of, the community just needs to come out and support these kids, whether it be for whatever reason. They just need to come out and they need to love these kids. When those kids walk off that football field, they need a hug from every parent there, regardless if it's their kid or if it's somebody else's kid, and we just got to come together.
And ultimately, I know you accepted, being interim head coach this year, but did someone specifically from the administration approach you about that, or was it from the coaching staff? Who named you or asked you to be the interim head coach this year?
You're going to think I'm the craziest person in the world, but I'm still waiting on that answer. I'm sitting here in front of you all, and I guess I'm the interim head coach. I've not gotten anything official. I've not signed any documentation. But here I am in front of you all. So somebody's told somebody to tell somebody that I'm the coach.
Who did you get the word from?
I got the word from, at 1 o'clock, there was a press release today, and I needed to be there, that I had agreed to take on the interim role, and here I am.